Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Welcome to this week's video.
Another one?
I know, we're getting there slowly.
Slowly.
This wasn't only a week since the last one, and we do apologise, but we've had internet issues, so I haven't even been able to, I can't even talk this morning, haven't even been able to edit it, never mind upload it, but here we go, it's nearly there.
Another cracking one. There's been a lot of work in this one.
So this
and
is
an awful lot more work to go with it too.
Yeah, so this is about Buckingham Canal Society. We obviously did Cosgrove Festival a couple of weeks ago, so we bought a new toy, a kayak. So there's a bit of fun of us messing about in that. And then the serious side to this week's video is we've got Terry from the Buckingham Canal Society explaining the work they've done up till now and what they're hoping to do in the future, and their ingenious plans for increasing the amount of water available.
Is that height or cleanliness? Oh, watch and see.
Absolutely vital at the moment, obviously. We hope none of you are too stuck wherever you are, and we'll see you at the end.
So push the button, ring the bell. It's free to you, the world, and everybody at the Buckingham Canal Society.
Hottest day of the year.
Yep. It'll be cool once we're out in it.
Who's in first?
Yeah.
I meant in the water.
Us.
I don't need to.
Synchronised swimming.
Again.
Bye.
Something missing again.
Yeah, me.
Oh yeah, then I've had a go now. Well, I never think it's the wine. What are you doing?
That's hot.
Aren't you impressed? Can we go backwards?
Woohoo!
There's lots of hosty going in here.
Why? What's wrong with you? So,
Excuse the sweaty look.
nothing new there, you're always out running. Anyway, she dragged me out. Last night you saw us take a canoe trip down to, or down the Buckingham Canal. Yeah.
That was half a mile.
There you go. And just behind us is some of the work. The work is being done slowly by the Buckingham Canal Society. I'm having to think about what I'm saying here. To restore all this.
You can clearly see the canal basin behind us. Just a bit overgrown.
Yeah. And if we turn round, you might just be able to make out, apart from there's going to be a bridge here, but you can make out the bowl shape of the canal itself. Still overgrown. As we run back up, we'll stop and get some pictures of
Sorry, sun's in my eyes.
get you some of the pictures of the work machines and stuff like that are all doing little bits towards the fundraiser at Cosgrove, which we're down here for the society, is going to happen
19th and 20th.
the 19th and 20th of July. Not sure when this goes out, so I'll turn around and say it's there or coming, or it's been and gone. Just like we're going to be gone. We're going to move on a bit because we've got a little bit further to run before we turn back. See you in a bit.
Even more hot and sweaty now. We got to the end of the Buckingham Arm where you can see, try and get it in for you, the bed of the old canal, and just under a mile from Cosgrove it gets to the A5. So we'll find someone who's a member of the Buckingham Canal Society and get them to do a bit of video for you about their plans. Just beyond where we paddled to with the kayak last night, you can see the work in process. Digger in there, banks being shored up, the next piece of the canal being cleared, ready to re-water it. Here we have Terry. He is part of the Buckingham Canal Society and he's going to tell you a bit about the history of the Buckingham Canal, the Society, what they've achieved and what they're hoping to achieve.
Indeed. Good afternoon, I guess. It's finally stopped raining, which is a shame because we need the water.
We do.
But the good news is we've got a 2-hour respite before the showers come. Here we have a restoration interpretation board showing the old canal and the route here from Buckingham all the way over to Cosgrove where we are now, and we're stood right there. And if you look over there you'll see the fingerboard sign, and I don't know if you can zoom in on the top fingerboard, but we had it changed from Buckingham Canal disused to Buckingham Canal under restoration.
Yeah, that's
because
really important, isn't
it is, absolutely. It's a message and it's about hearts and minds and everything with that. So the section here in front of us is the start of the canal, and down into the distance, if we go this way, you'll see moored boats up as far as we can see, and that's always been in water up to the bridge. This piece has always been used for moorings since the canal was actually shut off in the Second World War. So we'll take a wander up there and do some more video up there, yeah?
There we go.
Okay, so here we are then, we're stood on our bridge. This is the bridge that we built, crazy enough, built by volunteers. You can see from the side down there the original stone abutments of the bridge before it was collapsed. So 1979-ish, the local farmer then bought a brand new combine harvester. The combine harvester was this wide. The bridge was only this wide.
Oh, that's not good.
Guess what happened? So the wall fell over, the parapet wall, and the guys went and saw the local British Waterways guy, had a bit of a session down the pub, came back, pulled the keystones out and collapsed the bridge in, and then we had a dirt mound. So that dirt mound prevailed here until 2016. 2016 we came along, finally after about 8 years of chasing permissions, to start digging out what was still there from the archaeology, and we've got all the surveys and laser point pictures. You can find it on YouTube if you go and look for it.
I'll find it and I'll put a link.
Absolutely. So the bridge was built by volunteers. There's £100,000 worth of, I apologise for the language, European money that went into this bridge. Call it a bit of a refund. And on top of that, there's about £250,000 worth of volunteer time and effort went in to creating this. It's allowed to take 44 tonnes, 11-tonne axle weight, which happens to be a farmer's tractor pulling a seed trailer full of wet seed from a wet harvest. So that's the maximum rate it can take. It was designed to be 100 tonnes, and after all the engineering reviews of what we did as volunteers, we only managed 98 tonnes capacity, so we were 2% off specification. But as volunteers, we have to be more professional than the professionals.
Yeah,
there we go.
You're so careful, don't you?
If we look over here, you can see the wing wall down there. At the end of the wing wall that's been rebuilt, that was piled across. We took the pilings out as part of the last opening of this part of the bridge. Those piles were put in the mid-1950s after the start of the Second World War, when the arm was dammed off by the Royal Engineers under where we stood. So when it was collapsed in, it was collapsed into a pre-existing soil dam. So if we go to the other side, then you can see beyond the bridge, heading west over towards Buckingham and the A5, This is the area that we've restored, re-watered. It was all dredged, dry dredged before the water went in with an excavator, and is notionally 4 foot deep most of the way along. There's a couple of spots that we need to dredge out with our, you can see there, wonderful dredger, ex-British Waterways dredger number 3. They're an interesting beast to use and drive and everything else, but we've got some people with competencies and expertise, and more importantly paperwork tickets to be able to drive it. The hopper there you can see is on long-term loan to us for use for dredging, both here in the arm as part of the restoration, and we do some local spot dredging for CRT as well when they need it. And the arisings go back on the corner where the arm starts, where the cattle have broken down the bank on the far side. So that all works well. As you can see off into the distance over the end of here where the tree line is, we're in water about the same distance to the tree line again. So that's 750 metres, or for those who prefer, half a mile from the lock to where we get to that we're working on a collapsed land drain.
What's the structure that
Over there?
down looks like a bit of a swing bridge type structure on the canal itself?
Right.
What's
Well,
that?
that's a landing stage. Down over on the far left over there, you see the mill.
Yep.
Yep, that's Wolverton Mill, and they in 1901 took a right to build a landing stage on the canal to take grain and
Right, okay.
such like to take down to the mill to mill it and then bring flour back up. And it's 2 tiers, one tier for loading the horse and cart, the other tier for loading the boat. And we're currently reworking that to bring that back as an interpretation of what it looks like based on some other structures similar around. So it's not all just about boats. It's much more focused on climate change, on biodiversity. The half-mile section we've rewatered and created at Buckingham is, I'm doing lots of ums now. The half-mile section at Buckingham has been deliberately planted with, as they say, locally prevalent species, which to you means stuff that grows nearby. So we've got half a mile down there, and it's a vibrant piece of biodiversity. We've got 8 different types of butterfly recorded by a local wildlife recorder. We've got damselflies, dragonflies, toads, frogs, snakes, otters visiting. We've got kingfishers. We've got African reed warblers that no one ever sees because they sit and nest right in the depths of the weeds, and we get people from 100 miles around coming to listen to them in the summer and things. So it's a thriving piece of biodiversity, but we deliberately did that end first as a piece of biodiversity so we can prove to other grant giving bodies that canals are not just about bringing boats, they're about bringing back and reversing some of the climate change. So one of those pieces is the lost biodiversity, the other piece is water. So, you know, where are we going to put all this magic flooding water with climate change? Well, over here we have a long, thin reservoir called a canal, and it's a great place to put water because there's about typically a foot, 300 mil for those in metric, of capacity between the towpath and the surface of the canal, known as the freeboard. That can easily be used as a place to store water and, more importantly, move water. For 200 years, the canals have been moving stuff from where it was made to where it was wanted. At the same time, it's been moving water because that's what it's all floating on. Now we're talking with local water authorities and Ofwat and various other groups about treating the canals as a water transfer. The Llangollen Canal has been doing it for 200 years. It's time we looked at using the rest of the network. It's time, in my mind, that we started treating the whole of the inland waterways network as the UK water grid, in the same way as we have the UK power grid. And that to me is the messaging to government, those who can. You know, it's great building houses, you need water. Where are you going to get the water? Well, the best thing to do is to use what's there. 90% of the country is covered by the inland waterways network. Let's just improve on it, add to it, stop digging pipelines, let's have the benefit of open water transfer. And that's, you know, our vision as Buckingham Canal Society is to work with Anglian Water, who we're already talking to, as well as the Affinity Water Scheme on the Grand Union and others about that potential for using the network for the next generation and the next 200 years.
So we'll pop some links below so people can look at more of that if they're interested. Brilliant.
Sounds
Thank
like
you
a plan.
very much. Well, we've just walked down off the bridge, and here we have Buckingham Palace. We did show it to you briefly from the kayak when we came down on the kayak, but it's the biggest bog hotel I've ever seen.
It was deliberately built with several of the leftover materials, all the different materials you can see in there, encourage different kinds of insects. The one I never knew beforehand was the bamboo tubes that are in there. Solitary bees will use those to lay eggs in. Quite often if you see those tubes in the autumn and winter with the ends sealed over, there's an egg in there that's going to hatch in the spring. So
That's the lesson for today.
it's some amazing stuff out there. Amazing stuff out there. The kayaks, this is one. This is the kayaks from the local Sea Scouts. We're probably the most inland point of the entire country, but we've got a local Sea Scout group who wanted to come and practice boating crafts on the water.
And this is a nice safe environment for them to do it, isn't it?
Precisely. If you fall in, stand up. It's quite simple.
Yeah, just sink a bit.
so we've got 16 scouts who are in the new Sea Scout troop that was only formed a couple of months ago, working from here on their boating and kayak skills. They're also doing some community service elements with painting and planting and vegetation with us and all that kind of
And it's all
stuff.
about working with the community, isn't it?
And it's also about engaging young people to get the next generation of waterways custodians.
Yeah, definitely.
Hopefully they'll come back in 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, whatever.
With their children and grandchildren.
To say, I came down here and we've got to look after it, otherwise it won't be here, and keep that message going.
Yeah, important.
That's the important aspect.
Yeah,
of
it is.
Planning for the future.
Definitely. Kayak the other day, so you can see the original stone arches here on the bridge. I'll put arrows to them so you can see them. And yes, the back box up there.
Stonework on the offside there was rebuilt using some of the children from the NVQ level 1 college course bricklaying, so they've had some experience of lime mortar and stonework to be able to rebuild that under instruction from a couple of guys who are used to doing that as part of their day job. So it just helps them as being something to stand out when they're going to a site looking for a job and can say, yes, I've worked with lime mortar before, which is something different for those students versus everyone else competing for the jobs.
And again, engaging the locals.
Yep.
Hope you enjoyed that. It was really informative. The links are below in the description for the videos that Terry talked about from the society.
I've learned something.
What have you learned?
All of it.
And Buckingham Palace was amazing.
Different.
Yes, very good. So hopefully we'll get another video out soon.
Depending the water levels. Oh, the internet connection, sorry.
Then we may or may not be in Birmingham and the West Midlands for longer than expected, dependent on what comes from up there.
Watch this space. We could be doing it from the bottom of the bed. Push the button, ring the bell. It's free to the world and everybody else. So please share with everybody what we get up to on our little adventures, or not so adventures, pending what's going to come. We'll see you again soon. Thanks very much for watching. Take care.
Bye.